once again. Once again. I've got a story. I've got a story. I've got a story. I've got a story.
I feel like there's some definite gems. I wonder if there's a place for that in like a YouTube Shorts TikTok situation.
I think we had talked about that before, and then I didn't do it. So
I feel like it does like involve extra effort that no one else wants to do but me or you.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, you said effort.
Yep. Like I said, effort. Only me and Joel. Like if we stayed after the pod to record for an extra like 5-minute segment.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Let's talk. We'll figure it out.
Yep, maybe. We'll see what happens. And
Ooh, Ghost Runner 2?
what's good, Internet? Welcome to session 301 of the Super TG Radio podcast, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. I am your host this week, Alex Orona. Woo! You gotta add the applause and the vuvuzelas. Yes, the applause, the vuvuzela, the air horns. This is where you make it really glamorous. But also, edit this part out.
I appreciate the word vuvuzela.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Is
Vuvuzela.
that what is that?
Wait, you don't know what it was? All the rage. What year was it all the rage? Alec, do you remember this?
2010?
It was a soccer thing, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Porn popularity. I misspelled all of those words. Yeah, I can't even find it. 2010. You're right, Alec. Good call.
2010.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, 2010. It's very popular. Everyone had one. You had to have a vuvuzela.
Sounds like
I
Dr. Seuss.
did not have a Vuvuzela.
The one person on this podcast that didn't have a vuvuzela, Alec Parks. Hey, Alec, what's going on?
Hey, I suck at Silk Song.
That is true. That is true. It's just you're just spitting facts here, and the person not spitting facts, all lies, all the time. Joel DeWitt. Hey, Joel, what's going on?
I'm remiss to give you any compliments, but I will say you were very quick linguistically today. So
I am. I'm
good
feeling
for
good.
you. Good for you on that.
It's funnier with my day-to-day job. This whole week I've been teaching, so you think that I'd be tired of talking. You think I'd be tired of hearing myself.
Are you ever?
No. If anyone's gonna love me, it's me. It's a wonder that Getty hosts it all. It's me just trying to talk over him the whole time.
He must just be a glutton for punishment. I don't know.
He is, that's kind of our whole dynamic. I mean, generally, it's me just talking BS. I remember we did the Game Awards, and we invited my friend Julian to the Game Awards talkover, and I remember that Getty just kept saying, kept telling, Alex, you just talk, and half the time you aren't saying anything factual or anything that makes sense, and then halfway through, Julian goes, dude, he's kind of right. You just talk. Yeah, kind of. Getty's like, I know, all the time. Joel, you missed a good birthday party for Getty. I definitely
Yeah.
iced him. Ice.
Iced him how?
Oh, you give him the old natty ice.
Oh, okay.
They
All
weren't
right.
natty ices.
No, what were they? They were Smirnoff ices, and I warmed
Yes.
it between my
Mm.
thighs. Powerful thighs. I warmed it up, and then he had to drink it.
That's mean.
I'm
Why
pretty
would-
sure no one took those home. They just stayed there forever.
Just a monument. A bad moment.
Yep. Drink the Smirnoff ice from my thighs. He wouldn't drink it from
Ooh.
the thighs though,
That,
which was
that would just be
originally
a
the request. It was originally the request, but you know it's his birthday, so he gets to do what he wants.
request from who? You?
Me. Well,
You
I mean,
requested that?
the crowd. The crowd went
The
wild.
crowd. Yeah, an audience.
Yeah, but it's his birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like what the whole wearing a white dress to someone else's wedding kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah,
You
I
wouldn't-
don't need to be the
you-
star of the show that day,
Alex wouldn't wear a white dress to the wedding.
unless I'm marrying me, Dennis Rodman style. Not mean.
Yeah, he wore a suit and a dress. So
Now I would
That's
look
a
hot
wrap.
as hell. Hot as hell. And you know what else is hot as hell right now?
Video games?
Silk Song.
Silk Song.
Video games. Video games. And Silk Song is hot as hell. Alec and I have been playing it pretty much nonstop since it came out. I think the first day I roughly put in like 5 hours. What about you, Alec?
I only put in 2 hours because I hit a spot and I was just like, nope, I'm done for right now.
And Joel, the Silk Song fervor has not hit you yet.
I still am at a balmy 98.6
Yes.
degree temperature on the
You run a
Silk
little
Song
warm, but not
scale.
too bad.
Little warm. You know, the AC's on. I'm doing okay.
Okay. It's a very good experience. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that it's smoother. They have really well done design still. The music is great. The sound effects are great. The map is winding, but there is some controversy. Go ahead, Alec. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, it's a big map. I mean, so I've now at this point put in 13 and a half hours in the last
How do you
week.
know? Oh, your Steam, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch. I can't find that out.
Ooh,
No,
yeah, you
they-
can. We'll go over it later, but
I forget, but is it exact hours or is it like over X hours, X number of hours? Which one
I
is it?
think it depends on your settings.
I just know in my case, I've definitely like walked away from it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that always
Like, I
that
was-
always
I was-
skews my numbers too.
Yeah, I was doing like laundry and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go run and do the laundry, and like how and there is this game does have some controversy going on right now for its difficulty level, and I will say that like there was some bosses that like took me relatively 3 hours. So I
Yeah.
would have to step away and do laundry or something because I was just beating my head over and over again. And it's not like it's unachievable. I see the end. I see the moves. I see what I'm supposed to do.
So
But
would you say
just-
that this is the Dark Souls of Hollow Knights?
I mean, in its defense, Hollow Knight was the Dark Souls of the Hollow Knights.
So
Did
I
you
don't-
beat the Radiance?
It's the Sekiro of Hollow Knights.
That's 9 souls. Didn't you beat
You're
the
right.
Radiance?
yeah, I did.
No, Joel, didn't you beat the Radiance?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big moth at the end of Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was intense.
But so the big thing that I found different that makes this more of the Dark Souls of Hollow Knight is you can actually parry in Silk Song. Hollow Knight, it was all dodging.
Yeah,
Th-
so
there's-
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could parry in Hollow Knight.
I don't think you could.
Well, it's worth going back. But the parry is just you smacking it with your sword. It's not like a real true parry.
Right.
So
Yeah, I kind of remember that too.
yeah, you just smack it with your
Oh
sword.
yeah, I guess you could in Hollow Knight, but it was really difficult to get the timing down. It's
I don't think this is any easier. You think?
a little bit. I've parried more in Silksong than I ever did in Hollow Knight.
Sure, but I don't know. I feel like I'm never reliable. I'm never like that's like the move. It's always on accident. I've never done it on purpose.
I've
Have you-
done it on purpose a few times.
Wow. Okay. Okay. You might be better than me then at this point.
I don't know about that.
But so the difficulty is really like it's so Joel. This kind of started
Mhm.
as Hollow Knight DLC that they just kept iterating on to the point that they just said it might as well be in its own game.
Yeah.
So it does feel like when you start Silksong, you are kind of halfway or near the end of Hollow Knight in its difficulty. It kind of starts pretty high as a difficulty setting.
So that was kind of like Hotline Miami 1 and 2 had that problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that made it really tough for me to go anywhere in the sequel. I think
Yeah.
it bounced off that pretty hard.
And that's where this feels like, but it all feels obtainable and achievable. Like every boss that I spend 3 hours on, it's because I'm not executing, and I'm getting very frustrated. But I'm not getting frustrated at the game as much as I'm getting frustrated at myself.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is
And then-
the same boat that I'm in.
And then also the economy is not amazing.
Yeah.
What's different?
You now like this. There's the soul. Like there's not really the souls aspect anymore.
Mhm.
Now it is like you either get shards or beads, and everything costs beads. And if you die, you have your little spot. It's not a spirit you have to fight anymore. It's just a cocoon that if you
Okay.
hit, you get your beads back.
All right.
But like beads are really inconsistent to get. Not every enemy drops them.
No, only
So-
the more humanoid bugs do.
So it
So-
kind of becomes a thing that you're not even consistently getting them.
So it's more of a rare find than like in Hollow Knight, where basically everything you kill was dropping something.
Yes, and the secondary part of that is that like almost every bench
Mhm.
costs 30 beads to unlock.
Yeah. But on the same token, I'm at a point where I've got 700 rosary beads and nothing to spend them on.
How did you do that?
Just by hitting areas over and over again while I was doing wishes, the quests
Wow.
in the game. A lot of
There
it,
are quests now.
yes, and a lot of it was in Greymoor.
Okay. I don't know. I just never. I'm always out of beads. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So the economy for me has been kind of a problem. I haven't really loved that situation.
Mhm.
And then the benching position has been very hit or miss for me. Some runs take 70 seconds. Some runs are 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like, oh, there's a bench right next door. Oh, there's a bench like 10 screens over and a bunch of enemies in between. So it kind of can make for a frustrating experience going back and forth.
That surprises me a little bit. I feel like in the first Hollow Knight, there were parts where there were long stretches that were ruling, but for the most part, they were split pretty evenly in spaces across the map where you could usually find a home base not too far from where you're at.
Yeah, and in this case, it's inconsistent how often that happens.
I've had pretty good luck with wherever there is a boss or a tougher battle. I'm within like 3 screens usually.
Yeah, that
There's
has not been the case for me.
I just got to the Sinner's Road, and there is a bench in the Sinner's Road that you can pay rosaries to unlock, but it doesn't actually pop up and let you save. So there's
Gotcha.
no functional bench that I've come across in Sinner's Road. That one is a bear to get back to.
I found one that it's inside of like a hotel. And you go and you have to pay 30 to get into the hotel. You save, and then as soon as you leave, the door shuts.
Yep. I forgot
It's
about
30
that
more.
one.
There is a workaround. We're not gonna. I don't want to spoil it, but there is a workaround. Just say that.
One question I do have for you guys, dialogue. So one thing I noticed because I did play up to the first little boss, is that Hornet talks.
Yes.
And
Oh,
there
a
are
bunch.
there are
bunch.
back and forth conversations, and so
Mhm.
you mentioned a bunch. Is it good talk or is it bad talk?
I'd say it's good.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's not like in the way,
Yeah.
and the amount of times it actually happens is like kind of fewer and far between. Like it always is like, oh, cool, conversation time. Let's have that conversation, and
Okay.
then, okay, I'm gonna play another like 4 hours, and I'm not gonna see another living soul.
All right. That sounds like a good balance to me then.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to see Hornet talk, and kind of her personality shines in there compared to the other bugs. But like in the original Hollow Knight, you were an empty vessel. You shouldn't have dialogue.
Yeah,
Right.
because people were
Yeah.
talking to your character, the vessel, throughout the game, but like he just wasn't responding. They were just like reacting to him, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Linked and Legend of Zelda kind of thing.
But
And you're right.
but like, there's a reason. I'm saying lore reasons for that, because like he's just an empty vessel. Here now, like this is a living, breathing character with a history, with a story. Like even just the first like 30 seconds of the game gives you like a, oh wow, you're a captive in a foreign land. Like here's the story, get going.
Yeah, thematically all made sense to me, and I think that's a good thing. But I think you resolved my biggest concern, which was just like, okay, how chatty are we going to be? Is this going to have to be a stopping point every handful of streams? And if it's just intermittently spliced throughout the game when you encounter new people, that's good by me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New
it's not bad at all.
people, a couple of bosses have dialogue.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it's not frequent.
Okay.
Not at all. And then the last thing is that it just like, oh, but I wanted to say that there is like some moments where it's like, oh snap, she is kind of a badass, and that's what I really liked about it, is that there actively was like not a full cut scene, but there was like a specialty event kind of happened that led to your character having to do some action hero stuff, and I was very happy about that.
Is that the slab?
That is the slab.
Okay, I haven't gotten to the slab yet. I don't know how I've missed
You
it.
don't get to the slab. The
Oh.
slab gets to you. I wish I were joking. Slap
Run
gets
from
you.
it, hide from it. The
Yeah,
slab
yeah.
comes home.
Again, if you'll play it, you'll get there. The slab will get to you. It's just yeah. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. You have to experience the slab, but yeah, that
So
stuff
it's
does
like
happen.
It's like that part in Control.
Yeah, and it
thing-
also is mimicking like a thing that happens in like the Souls series as well.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, but the one thing they do have happening is the fact that it is there are a lot of arenas, combat arenas, and for me that is a kind of ho hum whatever mechanic. It would happen occasionally in Hollow Knight, and with that I was like, oh, that's fine, that's fun, that's like, it's a different thing than a big boss. Okay, cool, I could deal with that.
Mm.
But now it is like, it's a lot. It's happened probably about 10 times, and I'm not even out of like the first like 7 maps.
You know, I played the Shinobi demo between when we last recorded, and that also had a similar problem of relying too much on these kind of kill room arena things. It's really that prevalent, huh?
Yes, it is really, and that's the thing, is that I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying it. It's when I'm not, like when I'm at work, I'm thinking about Silk Song. When I'm here right now, I kind of want to just go explore another nook, and like another nook that I looked at in my map and say, what is that? I wonder if that's got a thing.
Right.
But finding another arena fight, that's less than fun. You're like, oh great, what's around this corner? Great, an arena fight. That's what I wanted to do right now. But some of them are easier than others.
I think I might have messed up.
Why?
Because the enemy that catches you and throws you in the slab, I killed it.
You weren't supposed to look it up, Alec. You were
Well, how else am I supposed to accidentally get captured by this bug in a room that I'm not going back to?
moving on. Moving on.
No context. I don't want any context as to what you're
I know,
talking-
and he was supposed to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep. But anyway, I think that like I'm gonna keep going with this. I definitely want to get to the end, but I just don't know how long that's gonna take because like realistically, I'm putting all time and effort into this, and it is just it does feel a little bit like I'm hitting my head against that.
And
But,
for
like, the wall.
context, like as far as not knowing how long this goes, there is an achievement for beating the game with 100% completion in under 30 hours. So it's got a lot of game in it to give.
Yeah. And there have been like a lot of varying, biomes.
Yes.
So it's not a boredom thing at all either. So it's like it's pretty interesting and pretty entertaining. I think that I'm definitely gonna stick with it. I want to keep going and explore and see what other kind of things I can find. Though I just hope it's not more arena battles. So we'll keep it going. Now, over the weekend, I got the opportunity to go to the Chicago Indie Games Showcase. And this ended up being like a real mini summer game fest, but of only Chicago and Chicagoland area developers.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a great time. I definitely had a great time. I was there with some of my friends that I've met through Indie City Games, a cohort of people trying to organize lots of different indie developers in the Chicagoland area. Someone that's really putting them together, trying to find a place where you can do game jams and have everyone contribute, and let's put an animator with a someone who can make music and someone who's making the programming, and like let's all work together to create this project. And then sometimes they end up going pretty big and going to things like Steam. So we have kind of gone through some of their games before. I've done some events with them, and every time I'm like, these games are cool, let's talk about it on the show. But this time I definitely I went to the event and got to speak to a lot of these developers, and I said, hey, and I texted Joel, I said, Joel, I got some games for you.
You did, and you did got some games for me. You did.
Well, Joel, so we bring in 3 to the table. 3 games. This is going to be early adopters, where we play alphas, betas, and games brought to you by the Chicago Indie Showcase and Indie City Games. Joel, of these 3, I gave you 3. Which one of these do you think that you want to speak on right now? Let's go with one of them. You pick first.
I'm going to be selfish and say Beatdown City Survivors.
Okay.
The one that I played.
The one. Good. Somebody played it. So I like Vampire Survivors a lot, and I think that I've seen lots of imitators of Vampire Survivors.
Mhm.
A lot of it, if you go to the Steam page, you'll be inundated with ones, and it's clear some of them it's the developer's first project or something, which is great, but it also means that there's an also ran subgenre of the style of game now. Beatdown City Survivors is that Vampire Survivors formula. It is you controlling the character while waves of spawns come at you, and then you collect items after leveling up that give you either stat boosts, new weapons, things like experience gain, similar things that you see from Vampire Survivors, right? But the difference is that this is beat 'em up themed. And so the first 3 characters you get are an MMA fighter,
A
a
pro wrestler.
wrestler,
Yeah.
and then like a lightweight fighter, like kickboxer or something. And whereas in Vampire Survivors, they're usually some sort of projectile or semi longer range weapon, you're just punching. You're just punching the waves of monsters as they come by.
Very cool.
And they drop the same gems, and that's where you get some of the projectile weapon ups and things. For example, you know the Bible in Vampire Survivors, it just sort of surrounds and circles your character as an attack. There's a steel chair that does the same thing in this game.
That's cool.
So that's pretty good. I think there's like a 2x4 plank too.
Yes, the 2x4
that-
was my favorite.
Yeah, and I forget, what does that do, Alex?
It shoots out in a random direction, bounces off enemies, walls, and screen.
Okay, so that's like the rune tracer in Vampire
Yeah.
Survivors then. Yeah, so there are these analogous weapons, right? Because the template and formula is there, but there's something uniquely fun about having to be really up close and personal and bashing them. Because in Vampire Survivors, it's usually a crowd control thing in that you want to spread out the distance from yourself and the enemies as far as possible while getting all the experience in. In this one, it's more like you're doing crowd control, but you have to be in the thick of the crowd and maintaining a much smaller circle in order to be making effective damage. Because like Vampire Survivors, you can't just like push and shove these guys. It'll whittle down your pretty quickly. There are health pickups that you just do by destroying, it's like trash cans or something.
Trash
around
cans
there.
sometimes have health or money, and so do mailboxes.
They have a little extra tweaks, like there are cars on the street that you can beat up until they explode and cause fire damage to everything, including yourself.
Very cool.
There are water puddles that you can then break some street lamps by, and it'll electrocute things. So it's a neat idea to add these sort of environmental hazard you can enact, which is very beat 'em up. You know, you play your Ninja Turtles and you're hitting the fire hydrant and it shoots the bad guys. So I think it's a really neat thing. I like how they've taken that beat 'em up sensibility and applied it to a new genre in an interesting way. And yeah, this is a wish list for me. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Just for reference, cards on the table. This is from a friend of mine, Sean Alexander Allen, who has been working on the Beatdown City series, and this is his next project moving into this. And I think that like it's such a cool way to expand that genre and bring your own flavor using, you know, again, obviously his kind of series that he's been working on for a long time.
Mhm.
So I'm glad it ended up resonating with you, Joel, especially considering that these are like your kind of games, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Alec, what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. Joel touched on a lot of the things that were really enjoyable. The environmental hazards, I had a lot of fun lighting the zombies on fire with the oil, and you could use the street lamps to spark that oil sometimes too. But I died to my own fire more than once.
It's your own hubris, Alec.
It is.
That's really what it is.
I got greedy.
Yeah, you did.
They say. Still, that seems like a lot of fun for you guys. I know that Joel's been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors as of lately. Yeah.
It's, you know what? It's just the thing that you can keep coming back to, and you know exactly what you're getting, and then they just drip feed you new neat stuff. I think they just came out with something recently, and boy, that level is a nightmare. And I'm looking forward to figuring out the puzzle of beating that.
I haven't played Vampire Survivors in 3 years.
Castlevania
really?
is pretty
You fell off.
good.
You fell off hard, huh, Alec?
Apparently, I did.
Yeah, there's been a lot of DLC since then.
It's still going, but I'm getting to the point in my mind where it's like, if they made a Vampire Survivors 2, what would that look like? You know?
I mean, it really would just be more Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Right, but maybe it's like an upgrade pack where they go from Super NES quality graphics to like prettier graphics somehow. I don't know. I don't know why
you want that?
No,
Would you want that?
The second I spat that out, I was like, wait, what am I talking about? That's stupid.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't
That's
want
stupid.
a pretty, like, a smoothed over character.
No, I want the grit of the old pixels and the
That's what I'm
unclean
saying.
graphics. I want to be down in the mud.
Yeah.
let's just roll around like pigs and shit.
Oh,
Oh, yep. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
bleep
think
that, Joel.
I've still got a cursing debt I need to pay off. I'm
Yeah, you gotta
aware.
bleep that. Yeah, you're gonna play Cook Serve Delicious. Is that what we said?
Uh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, and so that was Beat Down City Survivors. The next one I played was Wordlock. Did you get the opportunity to check out Wordlock?
I did. Yes.
All right, so Wordlock is a kind of top-down, I wouldn't say shooter, but it is you are a character in a dungeon and you are shooting spells, but the spells come out by typing different words at different enemies. Is that how you would describe it, Joel?
Yeah, I mean, this and the other game we have on the list are mimicking kind of the old top-down adventure games. The other one closer to like the Zelda dungeoning, but this feels more like classic PC uh, dungeon crawling. So this game you play as a little maid, kind of magic a little bit in some
Yeah.
ways in terms of the way they look and the kind of adventuring you do. And basically what you do is when you run into a challenge, it'll prompt you to type something out. So with weapons, you'd have access to different types of wands. Some are like fire or lightning. I think there's an ice one too, and you can swap.
There's an ice shield.
That's right. But you can swap through them as your main weapon. But then when an enemy comes relatively close to you, it'll have a prompt above, and if you hit enter, it'll give you a word to type out. So it'd be like lit, L-I-T, or blaze. And then you hit enter, that's what initiates the attack. More complex stuff happens where they got shields, and then if you're targeting them, you have to disarm them with a word first, and then carry on with an attack after that. Doors, you have to type out to open doors or chests, and so everything you do is going to be based off of typing.
Yeah, and it's what's kind of cool is that as soon as you hit like the space bar to type, it puts you like in bullet time.
oh,
So it'll
nice.
start slowing
Yeah.
everything down, type out what you need, and go, or else it just like, okay, then it just speeds up, and you're like, oh, I mistyped. Okay, so it's not going to give me what I wanted to do. And you can do like ice shields and whatnot. You pick like it'll say like press K for ice shield, and then you press K for ice shield, then you hit space, and you have to type out the word to cast ice shield. So you kind of equip these different spells to do different attacks. You just have once you equip them, then you hit space and type it out to perform them.
Yep.
And you're doing so while using the WASDs to move around and avoid enemies. I love like a Vampire Survivors or something like that. But it's a dungeon, so it's not like you're getting waves and waves. It's like 5 enemies.
We've played similar typing games. I forget what the names of them were.
Yeah,
but
one
it
year
was-
I gifted Alex Typing of the Dead.
It was awesome.
That's right. But that's the kind of typing game that I think works really well. Something that isn't overly complicated. They're not looking for some really big mix of options. Like I'm having a hard time explaining what I mean. Something expansive, right? You get too expansive, and it feels more just like a game where they shoehorn typing into it. This feels like it is at the core of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, this was built
have a-
for it.
This was built for typing, and everything revolves around typing. It's constrained in a way that it feels very puzzly, even if the puzzle is just type this word.
Yeah.
You still get that little hit of satisfaction of just like, oh, I get to move on now. But there's challenge too, because the bullet time happens, but usually when you're in that fray, there's also 3 or 4 different other monsters around you, spawn points that you have to survive, and it's still plenty challenging, but not overwhelming.
So I think that Wordlock was like an interesting idea, especially if you're like again the typing games have done before, but this does I think a little bit something new and interesting in that how it's bringing that mechanic, and the bullet time is just like fun.
Mhm.
The bullet time is just kind of fun. So I think that one's very very cool. That's Wordlock. And last one from the trashiest people comes the Trash Dungeon. We're the trash people. And like the trash people we love raccoons. Joel, do you like a raccoon?
Who doesn't love a good raccoon?
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
mean-
Alec, what about you? Are you pro raccoon or anti?
I'm
Given
only
that
pro
your
if you're.
place in this your place in this podcast is reliant on your answer.
Yeah, well, you have to call them trash pandas.
There's a perfectly good hole waiting to vacuum you in and take you for donuts.
Ooh, donuts.
Oh man, I forgot about that. I kind of still want the shirt that says "Have a Trash Day." Donut County.
Donut County. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Donut County.
With a very good trash panda. But this is Trash Dungeon. This is also very much in that dungeon crawling vein, a la like a Binding of Isaac, where you are going through these procedurally generated rooms. It's a roguelike, right? I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you are shooting all of the enemies, but you're a raccoon who is digging through trash and eating the trash, and your job is to collect as much trash as possible while defeating enemies and keeping a combo meter up.
Yep.
I felt like this definitely took a lot more skill than I had, but I was definitely like the idea of it, where it's like it's all based on how much you can murder. You're bringing the chaos. I mean, right? That kind of describes my life. It's murder and eating trash. That's just me. No?
Or trash and eating murder.
I mean,
no.
it could
that
be
didn't go
both.
well. Yeah, this is the kind of dungeon crawling game I'm not great at. So I had challenges with this, and it has nothing to do with the game. It's a skill issue on my part. But I found myself regularly, because when you get down to, that meter gets down to 0, right? Because there's that meter you have to keep fed by eating trash. And once the room runs out of trash and or you defeat all the enemies, that thing draws down quick. Or at least it felt quick to me. And then you get like 5 seconds before you insta kill. Right? Yeah. So
It's like instant death, yeah.
So yeah, it's intentional, right? Because they want you to feel pressure to move forward, to keep the chain going, and I think that made sense. I just wasn't able to make much meaningful progress in it.
Yeah, I think that it's that if anything, it's just really, really difficult, and it's supposed to be. There was a game, I can't remember what it was called, but I played it for the show at one point, and the idea was it was a first person speedrunning Doom, but if you don't kill within 2 seconds, you die. And so the level was you had to keep killing or make it to. And if like, and there'd be enemies in the way, but if you did not kill them, you would die. So you had to kill everything, or you would never make it to the end. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, is that it's all about keeping, like, you almost have to be strategic, and like, I'm gonna leave this person alive for like an extra 2 seconds so I can then get enough health, kill him, then run to the exit, and then hopefully there are more guys in there that I can start continuing. Like, it does become like, it's not so much run and gun as it is strategy of just how can you keep yourself alive.
Yep. Yeah, it feels that I would say that's probably one of the uniquest things about this is the pressure that gets added from having to keep the chain going. It's not something that I recall seeing in this style of game.
Yeah. So I think as a run and gun, I really enjoyed what was going on with it, as far as like, okay, keep moving, find the strategy of like keeping people alive or keeping some leftover trash, and then trying to run through. And it's all pixel art. Top down, looks like it could easily, like, it looks like it's coming out of like Super Meat Boy or Binding of Isaac, in that like kind of like simple artistic style. But those were the top 3 that I saw at the Indie City Games that came out, that I don't have, that currently have demos that aren't currently out. There was lots of other games though. I have a notebook full of games and developer business cards, because it's just super fun.
You know, it's nice to have a connection with some people who are making this stuff when we're actually talking about it, because we do go into the indie game mines on Steam and itch.io and Alpha Beta Gamer, but it's cool to see some of the stuff coming out regionally where we're from.
Yeah, and the other part of it is that this is a not a conference, but like a, just a kind of a showcase for these people who have made and put together these games. And some of them aren't even like they like someone took a very thin piece of PVC
Mhm.
and drilled screws into it and then attached wires to it, and it was basically used. It would become a flute, but you couldn't play it. But pressing each position on the flute made the person in the game do attacks or move around, and you would essentially move around on these like screws that would hit these sensors to move your character, and like that's not a commercial release. But that's just something someone did for funsies, that was working on it. And more than half of the like because it was so packed, and there was so many games, but even like it was more people than games. And the other side of that is half of these people were also developers who were like, oh yeah, I have one coming next to this event,
Mhm.
but I'm working on some stuff now, but I'm also seeing what my friends are doing. I'm trying to see what other people are doing. And like so there was even a representative from like a PR company that was trying to show off games from St. Louis, which had like the developers of Curse Crackers was like it wasn't the developer, but it was like a company that wanted to show off St. Louis games and was taught and like had was showing off some game footage from the next games from the Curse Crackers people, and I was like, that's really cool. Those are
So,
some good people, and I have a friend who's working on the art for those other two games.
so Curse Crackers devs are out of St. Louis.
Yes,
How do you feel about St. Louis?
I just went there. It was awesome. It was a delight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was a good city.
What are some of the highlights? Tell us where to go.
Oh, dude, you got to go to that city museum. Right,
City
Alex?
Museum is pretty bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
but it's horrifying. It's horrifying for small children. Well, and I tell you, it's like a giant warehouse that's 4 floors, and the whole point of it is that there's just holes that will have ladders and steps going to seemingly anywhere, but you don't know. So the rule, like they always say, like you you put a wristband on your kid and you write their phone number, and then you say, "This is the family meeting spot. Have fun," and then they just disappear for hours because some of
Wow.
those tunnels are tight, tight. And I have a 4-year-old that I was trying to follow into those, and at some points I just said, "Hey, I cannot continue." And she goes, "Well, I don't want to go by myself." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So come back out with me. But we would go into some tunnels and we'd go into the first floor. We'd come out and we'd be on the 4th floor. We don't know how we got there. And we go like right next to it was another hole. We go into that tunnel. I'm like, I don't know where any of these go. And you're just kind of running around exploring these random, tunnels and stairs and rooms, and you end up in all these different spots. And so like it's very fun, but yeah, I can't imagine bringing any small children. Robin's
Yeah,
4
well,
inch
and
is
they've
really
got
big.
a Ferris wheel up on the roof.
Nice.
Yes, that was a nightmare as well. 'Cause I'm scared of heights.
Oh man. Okay. So that's a spot. Do you guys ever see? There are these videos of cave explorers, right?
Uh-huh.
The ones where they sort of get to such tight spots where they're like slithering like a snake and still are barely sitting there able to breathe and stuff.
That would
Yeah.
give me so much anxiety and probably nightmares.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Yeah,
How do you
that-
feel
that-
about tight spaces, Joel?
I'm not okay with them unless they're fights.
What about nights?
Ooh.
I have not tried nights in tight spaces. I probably should. Probably should.
Have you been playing anything, Joel, as of late?
Anything new?
Yeah.
I am currently reviewing Chronos: The New Dawn.
Is there an embargo on that, or you can talk about it?
It's already out.
Okay.
I don't have much to say on it right now. I'm enjoying the experience. It's very moody, mysterious, horror. You don't know really what's happening at the start, and it seems like it's going to sort of unfold the mystery. You are basically this person that's in a space chute that's then dropped out of the spacecraft, being told that you need to find your predecessor out there in the wild, and it's basically, it looks like a pandemic kind of style thing where everybody was getting sick and now they're monsters. So a lot of very Resident Evil-y, definitely a little bit. I can see why the comparisons of Dead Space.
Yeah,
Are
I was
there?
told it's Resident Evil and Dead Space.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison. But I don't have any extended thoughts, but that's more or less where I've been working on.
Yeah, that's the Bloober team, right?
Yes, it is. Yep, highly regarded, highly respected Bloober team.
I don't. Is that, are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
I've been told it's like they're kind of hit or miss right now.
Yeah, I could see them being streaky. I
Yeah,
understand.
but I do wonder how Kronos is going to shape up. I would like to see. They said that they did have a lot of extra like other content and also like more ideas for stories in that world. Yes, I read online. So
It seems like it's going to shape up to be a story that is, you know, more about the world than the personal character. You know.
yeah,
So, well, yeah, that would make sense to me if there's success that they'd be able to expand on.
okay, sounds good. And for me, I'm playing that Hollow Knight, but waiting for that next Marvel Rivals season, which is dropping tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Who's coming out now?
It is a character called, oh man, what is her name? Angela. So you want to hear some messed up stuff?
Yes.
Always.
Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn,
Uh-huh.
he hired Neil Gaiman to write, and this I'm probably butchering the story. He hired Neil Gaiman to create some characters, and one of them was a character named Angela, an angel. You know, Spawn
Mhm.
was a creature of hell. There was angels, and apparently, Neil Gaiman and him had a falling out, and so Neil Gaiman sold the character to Marvel.
Mhm.
And so now this character has magically been revealed as one of Thor's many siblings. But
This
Angela
this Angela character
from Spawn.
from Spawn is now a sibling to Thor.
Yes, it has been for probably the last like 5 to 8 years.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very weird about it because it's like this, you know, they just kind of start retconning new characters into like the fold where it's like, oh, Thor had a sister and that was Ken had a brother and that was kind of it. No, he had more. Cool. That no one knew about. Fine, I guess. And just like kind of throwing these in there, and I do feel like Angela being like one of the many characters that are just kind of tangentially in these in that world.
Mhm.
Even like Luna Snow, which is like an original character from like one of the first characters in Marvel Rivals, was also just like tangentially a Marvel character.
Oh, okay.
Like they were in a mobile game, I think it was. It was something like that where they weren't really in any like comic books more than like a few things. And same thing with Angela. Angela was around, but like not really.
How frequently do they introduce new characters like this?
Marvel Rivals is 2 a season. They do
Okay.
they do one in the beginning of the season, and then they do a halfway point where they do the comp resets, and they do another comp reset halfway through the season and give it the character.
Do they announce the characters before the season starts, or is it like a mid-season?
Yeah,
announcement?
no, they do it before the season starts. But like there are
Okay.
so many leagues. It's actually kind of funny that they have like there's probably 15 characters already like
Mhm.
like the leaks have already come out like, oh, this is the list of the characters and here's kind of the designs. And so it's crazy that like and then of course they always come true, and it's like, oh, crazy that they had this character and they've had this character for like a long time. They already have these characters already set. They're just waiting for the times to release them. And so with a season coming out roughly every 2 months, you got to think that's 2 characters. They're gonna come out with like total in a year 12 characters.
Right.
12 characters a year.
But how different is each character really?
Well, Angela, she is a tank that flies and then just rams people down. So if you imagine Reinhardt but flying.
That game, a lot of the characters really they play pretty different from each other.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not every one, but when I was playing, you could find pretty sets of healer support. Uh, Tanks are unique in that yes, they borrow some of the Overwatch sort of move sets, but the characters might like a Reinhardt effect character might be a little more lightweight than Reinhardt is, or you've got Doctor Strange who has teleportation stuff but has the shield like Bridget in Overwatch has. So I mean there is a diverse cast of characters that goes beyond just the appearance.
Okay.
I just think from a balance standpoint, either it's got to be a nightmare or at some point they're going to say, whatever, we don't care. This is what it is.
I imagine at
mean,
some point you're going to get fatigued over just the sheer number. If they're releasing 12 new heroes a year.
I mean, so far it's actually been very cool. Like the metas have changed, and they also each season and then half season come with entire like nerfs and nerfs and buffs. So every character, like the meta does change quite often.
Yeah, but again, with that many, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get decision fatigue.
And actually, that's kind of like Joel told me the other day. He's like, I think I'm gonna uninstall my. So I was like, why? And he goes, it's just so much, and like and not even like the character paralysis or the fatigue. It's actually so much that, like, it's what you said, Alec, where there's just stuff popping off all the time. And so you have Ultron who can heal with robots, but it's an AoE heal. But also you have in the sky Human Torch who can then drop fire, like just like fire circles, fire little spots that are on fire. But then he can connect them all into a shape. You know, then you have and so that's pretty cool. But now you have Angela as a tank that'll just ram people off ledges. You have Venom who's dive splashing onto people. You're like, and it's just, and so Joel's like, I'm trying to heal, and it's like, what is happening? Why is there's Blade now, and he's playing techno music for some reason, and now something. It's like everyone is. So there's just so much. Like if you're someone who doesn't keep up, it just feels like there's something happening to blast you in the face with loud noises and particle effects that you're like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and there's even just going back to saying what I said about healing. It's like I'm missing the cause and effect of what I put in versus what I did out in terms of like I know I'm having an impact on the performance of this team. Overwatch, I think, does a really good job of, even if you're healing and you're getting cursed out by players saying you're not doing enough, that you have the direct input output of your effort versus the outcome. And I think the sheer amount of choice and the changing rock paper scissors, you know, pairing against these people or pair up with your teammate for these ultimate moves, it feels more like a Super Smash Brothers kind of experience than say a competitive, you know, esport style game.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing. It's just not what I'm.
Yeah, and that's why but that is like the pro for me is that I'm not necessarily I'm not getting tired of it because like there is a very specific and that is how their competitive processes work, where if you like you will rank up to a certain point in like your competitive realm, right? You'll go to like gold and then platinum, whatever. But before you get there, before you go to the next rank, the idea is, and I kind of understand it, and this is like this isn't said, this is like an unspoken hidden mechanic that the entire community on Reddit talks about. And it's that they will then fill your lobby with people who just don't want to really do the thing. They'll just be like, we're gonna go with 5 DPS. Oh, so no tank, and I have to be healer, like, or I have to tank, but then no one's gonna be healing, like that idea. And the idea being, if you're good enough, you'll either rally the troops or you'll carry the team. And if you do so, you rank. And like I hate that, and I hate that. I will play, and I'll play for 2 hours on stream, 2 hours, and I will win, and then just a large swath of like losses, but it'll be like, oh, a perfect team. 2 people already want to tank. 2 people want to heal. Oh, it's not working. Let's shift positions. Great, I'll shift positions. Let's do that. We'll all rotate. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then I'll literally get on a team where I'm like, hey guys, this seems to not be working. And someone goes, just shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Play DPS. I'm like, I don't, and I'm not DPS. I'm healing. Do you want me not to heal? Like I don't, and it's just the most like it's just so frustrating. Like nobody, and it's just in that time when I'm ranking up. So it is, and it's consistent. It's consistent. That's like kind of how their competitive works. Like, oh, you want to rank up? Prove it, and I can never prove it. So it is what it is. I'm still playing it, but I have like Silk Song took me away from it. But I already like finished the season pass, so at that point I'm just like grinding gems for fun. So, but I think that like I like it for the crazy particle effects and everything going on, and things popping off, and I'm just like constantly like, oh god, rockets over there, but also the Hulk is smashing someone else over here, and also you're just that, and plus also the skins are cool, like all of the artwork and the character designs are very fun, especially for like those characters to see, like these people are like, oh, this is their costume from that movie, and I'm like, oh, that does kind of look like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans. Oh, that is a cool, like, oh, this Summer Beach Thor, his hammer is an inflatable device that squeaks, and when he hits people, like.
And he's wearing a thong, right?
No, the Thing was supposed to wear a thong, and they changed it last minute. Super bummed about that.
Lame.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, it's not a censorship.
Yeah, me either.
That's not great.
But again, the conversations are still around the fact that with each patch and each update, the male character's junk definitely gets bigger, and I'm talking about in that trunk. It is wild how many measurements people are taking. Yeah, so Marvel Rivals continues to be good. Oh, also, it's Angela, and then the half season is Daredevil.
Ooh.
Daredevil.
Yep, Daredevil. So,
See,
Are they
tank?
doing much?
no, DPS.
Okay.
Are these tie-in things? Do you think
They
timed it with?
put together a story each time.
All right.
So last season was Blade and Jean Grey, the Phoenix.
Okay. All right.
And it was like they were all fighting Venom, like the symbiotes, with the Phoenix Force. So characters that had skins that were Phoenix powers, or they had like Venom symbiote, like Rocket, Venom symbiote, Squirrel Girl. So they would do these like costumes, and then sometimes some characters were both, a mix of both, symbiote Phoenix characters.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and so the next one is the Mystical City has that has a bunch of Chinese gods. They're going to create a tournament, and they're choosing heroes to be their champions. Daredevil is one champion, and Angela is another. The other characters have like ancient god costumes that they will be part of the championship tournament. That's the story. So the story
Is
will
Iron
keep
Fist
changing.
in there yet?
He's been in there since day one.
Okay.
He is annoying.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do sort of that Chinese mythos and everything, you've got to have Iron Fist.
Oh no, it's his city, like the mystical city of
Kunlun.
Yep. So there's a lot of good stuff. The next season is again already leaked. It's Gambit and Rogue.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So we'll see how the seasons pan out. I'm interested. I'm excited for tomorrow to jump into some Rivals, mess around with that. So, but I think that's kind of a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
No
nice and tight, efficient.
No
I think that
breaks.
we hit a lot of
Power
like,
through.
what's new, what's old. Thank you to my friends at Indie City Games for the showcase. Those guys were awesome. Those games were awesome. After parties were awesome. And everyone was super fun. I recommend anyone try to find Indie City Games and go to one of those events. Let's wrap it up here with what we like to call our one last thing. One last thing where we give one last sentence, one last statement, sending us into the weekend, and you, the listener, the weekday. For me, I'm in a room, like my now office / recording studio, does not like I like where I'm living, my new place, but I will say there is no AC, so it's all AC units. And when I'm recording, it has to be quiet. And right now it's probably 80 degrees in here. I am sweating. So I'm kind of glad this episode's over. Joel?
I am in a nice, cool house in a room that has a nice desk on it, and I've been playing Vampire Survivors the whole time we've been testing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It tracks. How many hours? What's the hour count?
Hour count? Well, on Switch, we'll talk later.
You ain't got one on Steam?
I mean, I do have it on Steam too, but I don't have Steam pulled up. Let's
Oh,
see.
I will tell you right now that I'm close to 1,000 hours. I'm 981 hours.
On Vampire Survivors?
No, that's Skater XL.
Okay, I was gonna say you're pretty lousy at Vampire Survivors.
Oh, I'm
for
very bad at that.
playing
That's
that
why I
much
don't play it.
time. Yeah. I will say Xbox is where I play it mostly.
Oh, really?
So my bid time count's gonna be there. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on Game Pass, I think, and I took a flyer on it and just kept playing there, and then we bought it because it was like all our progress is on there. So
Oh, for sure. You keep dedicated. But I mean, isn't it more fun to be like, I can redo this?
well, that's what for Switch and Steam are.
Oh, okay.
when I need a fresh start.
Not on mobile. Not yet.
Not yet. I'm saving that one for later.
Perfect.
That's dessert.
And Alec, your one last thing.
You know, I'm going to take Hornet's advice and get good.
I read a thing that people were really mad that they didn't use like the same voice lines from when she was in Hollow Knight.
Yeah, a little upsetting, but oh well.
Oh well. And that will be it for this week's Super GG Radio. Before we go, you can find us on Blue Sky at Super GG Radio and twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where I will be playing Marvel Rival Mondays. Thursdays are our podcast. Joel, are you looking to stream any more Sekiro, or are you giving the ghost?
Oh, man, life's been busy. Sekiro's happening.
Okay, so we'll
It's happening.
continue. Keep your eye here. Go ahead and hit that follow. Go ahead and get us go subscribe, and watch out for Joel to continue disappointing all of us with Sekiro.
Accurate.
If you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com. Provide a review on iTunes at the podcast app of your choice. Please check out our Patreon, where you can get monthly pictures of our pups, get your name read off as an executive producer, free copies of Early Adopters, and even get a chance to play a game with us.
Nice.
I got some games to play. Like we should all just like get on Peak. Know what I mean?
Peak? Is that the one that's like
The mountain climbing.
mountain
silly
climbing?
list. Yeah.
You know, I do like mountain climbing in video games.
Was that the bare knuckle one or?
No. Peak is the new silly one. They call this genre friend slop. I hate it. But the idea is like any game that now has directional audio, where if you like are far away, your audio comes in far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the game we played with Brock? You know what I'm talking about? Where we went to like the place and had to rummage for parts to resell to the alien gods. You know,
I know what you're talking about, but I can't place it. And yes,
There's a lot of these games now. That's the new hot genre,
Huh.
and Peak is one of those. So it's supposed to be a fun activity, and especially if we got a listener involved. Ooh boy, now we got a stew going. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody. Good game, Joel,
Good game.
and good game, Alec.
GG.
Good night, everybody.